Hi guys, it's Sabrina with this week's Facebook job search question of the week. And this week's question has to do with the job search coaching or professional resume writing, any professional service that is available to job seekers, and why a job seeker would take advantage of those. The question comes from somebody who is currently unemployed, and they wondered why they would spend money on a job search coach or a professionally written resume. Does it make sense for somebody who is not collecting a paycheck to use those professional services? And I get asked this question a lot, and it's a very fair question. When you are in job search mode, especially if you are unemployed, I understand that you have to really be careful where you spend your money. You may have to cut back in certain areas. Things could get financially tight. So completely understand the question and think it's a very fair question. I think the answer is you would use the professional services of a job search coach or a resume writer for the same reason that you would use other professional services. If your computer breaks and you don't know how to fix it, you might call in an expert. If your car breaks and you don't know how to fix that, you would take that to a mechanic. So in job searching, just like anything else, if you don't know how to navigate, especially today, this job market with so many people competing for positions, then a job search coach can really come in handy. So I think deciding to use a job search coach happens at a couple of different levels. If what you're doing is working, so you have a resume that is getting viewed and it's getting you phone screens. Once you get past the phone screen, you are getting interviews. Once you get through the interviews, you're getting to that final stage, and sometimes it just comes down to one, you or another candidate, and you're just not chosen. If you're doing those things and what you're doing right now is working, you probably don't need a job search coach. If your LinkedIn profile is getting viewed, if you're just getting good results from what you're doing, then you probably don't need help. If that's not happening, then that's when it might be worth it to look for some outside assistance. And before I would encourage you to seek out professional services, I would say there is a ton of free resources for job seekers that you should absolutely check out first. The unemployment offices in every single city, every single state have great resources. There's usually a workforce development group tied to them. That's what it's called here. I think in other states it's called Work One or something similar to that that's tied to the unemployment office. They offer fantastic resources for job seekers, all completely free. Ours here has workshops, resume workshops. I actually volunteer there twice a month doing resume critiques and mock interviews, all for free. So they just have a ton of resources. They let you use their computers to write your resume or your cover letter. So definitely the unemployment office and the workforce development office are great resources. Your local library is a great resource. Many churches offer fantastic help for job seekers. And so there are tons of free available resources to you in your area. That doesn't even mention what you can find online. With the internet, you know that you can type in all kinds of different search things in any given search engine and find tons of information to help you in your job search. So if what you have is not working, if you have a resume that's not being picked up by recruiters, applicant tracking systems, whatever it is, if you are getting either pre-screens or interviews but you're not getting past those, or if you just feel like you just don't even know what you're doing with LinkedIn and your profile's not being viewed and you don't know how to connect with things, then that's when it's time to seek outside assistance. And the first thing you want to do is exhaust all of your free resources. So all of the things I just mentioned, exhaust all of those things. If you've done that and you're still not getting results, that's when it's time to reach out to a professional. A job search coach like myself, we're doing what we do because we have an expertise in the field. I've been in human resources for 12 years. I know what it's like being on the other side. I know what recruiters are looking for. I know what hiring managers are looking for. I've been a job seeker for a while and had to do a lot of these things that I encourage my clients to do. And so that's really what you're paying for. When you pay for those professional services, you're paying for that expertise. And if what you're doing isn't working, why keep doing it? Why continue to do it and not get any results when you can reach out to somebody who may be able to help you and help you move that needle a little bit faster. As far as pricing, I often get asked about pricing and is it fair to charge job seekers. And again, I say you're paying for the expertise, and the pricing is usually, all of the job search coaches that I know, because I did a lot of benchmarking when I set my prices, they're extremely reasonable. If you are paying for an upgraded service on any, like LinkedIn, if you are ever paying for the ladders, if you're paying for any kind of monthly service fee on any website or whatever it is, that to help you in your job search, typical job search coaching fees are equivalent to 1 month's worth of that. So the fees are not astronomical, and it certainly depends. Resume writing is a fine example of where it depends. You have some resume writers that have been doing it a long time. They specialize in certain kinds of resumes and they charge a little bit more, and you have others who maybe a little bit more in your price range. So, you certainly have to do your research and check around, but the prices are usually extremely reasonable. And again, you're paying for that expertise. You can certainly use all of the free resources. You can do all of the searching probably online to find a lot of the answers, but what you're paying for in a job search coach is that expertise where they can help you in a shorter amount of time. The last thing I want to say about it, because this is probably where my clients find the most value, and I would say anybody who's using a job search coach, whether it be me or anybody else, probably the biggest value that they get out of it is accountability. When I'm meeting with you every other week, or however often we decide to meet, and I'm saying, so last time we talked about this and this and this, did you do those things? There's a little bit of accountability there. And it's so easy for job seekers to either get, they get distracted at home because of things that are going on, or a TV show, or their kids, or, they get discouraged because things aren't happening, and so they don't keep moving their job search forward. And the biggest value, I think, that any job search coach brings to a job seeker, a career coach, whether you're unemployed or not, is the fact that it's accountability. And when we meet, I'm going to say, did you do these things? If we're working on your LinkedIn profile, for an example, and I say, by the next time, let's have these changes made, because it's going to increase the times that you show up in search results, which is really important for your job search, and you don't do those things, then you're just delaying your own potential of getting a job. So accountability is another huge reason, and I would say the number one reason why a job search coach might be for you. So again, just to recap, if what you're doing is not working, that's when it's time to think about other resources, because you don't want to keep doing the same thing and not getting any results. You're not going to get a job that way. So if what you're doing is not working now, look at other resources. Exhaust all of the resources in your local community and online that you can get for free. There are tons of blogs, there are websites, all of the things I mentioned as far as the unemployment office, all of that is free to you. So exhaust all of that. Use family members. They may not be HR professionals or recruiters, but they can certainly tell you if you're answering an interview question a little weird, or if your resume looks too cluttered. I mean, they can give you some of that feedback. So use family members and friends. Exhaust all of those resources. And then if you're still not getting results, if something's still not happening, that's when it might be worth it to reach out for a little professional help and an expert in the field who can really get you going down the right path. So I hope that helps. Again, as I say every week, if you have a question, a job search question, you can leave it on the Facebook page, and I'll put the URL here, down here somewhere. And then you can check out my blog. There's a job seekers resource page that has lots of information for you. I hope you're doing well. I hope your job search is going well, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.